Hi and welcome to Afternoon Tea with Niyati Patel and Shawn Bradbury. And
Hello,
we're here,
everyone.
and we're here to talk about all things parenting. I work with families and working with how to build a kind world within ourselves so that we can lend that to our children. And Shawn, you want to talk about what you do?
Yes, I empower middle aged fathers. Yeah, work on priorities and values and setting those good boundaries and just being the best version of yourself for you and for everybody else.
And we host these sessions monthly here on Nimble Futures YouTube channel. So we're so glad that you're here today. Today, we want to talk about as we build this community around us that can help raise our kids and help us raise our kids. Um, but how do we support ourselves in that journey? And so we want to talk about the moments that seem really difficult to get through. And as you know very well, that there is no guidebook to parenting. So, what do you do in those moments and how do you take care of yourself? So, we want to spend some time reflecting on how we as individuals do that. And we hope some of that resonates with you and any suggestions or experiences you want to share with us down here in the comments. We would love to hear from you. So, Sean, I've been reflecting on something recently that is, there are moments when it's felt like not there is no answer, nothing's going
Mm.
to change, and the feeling is so overpowering, so overwhelming. um, how do you make resources, how do you make you want to show up for the people you care, but you don't know how that's going to happen. um, but I've also seen, and this is what I'm reflecting on, is that as true as that feeling seems in the moment, it's very possible to see myself on the other side of it, and that it won't stay. But in the moment, it feels like it's the end.
Yeah,
So,
it's heavy.
yeah, it's heavy, but
Yeah,
then it's
it's
suddenly
heavy.
not. I wonder if you have any experiences of, crossing over those moments.
Yeah, I have a few ideas that come to mind. I think a lot of times we're kind of zoomed in on the problem of the issue, right, that we currently have facing us. And I've learned from a few different coaches, like just zoom out,
Mm,
take a look at the whole picture as to what this moment you're so zoomed in on that one moment and everything, all the feelings that go around of it, around with it. And if you kind of zoom out and take everything into account, it might just take the edge off of it a little bit. It might just take it. So, okay, it's sure it matters and it has to get done or whatever it is. But by zooming out and really seeing the bigger picture of who knows, maybe sharing gratitude with yourself, like your health, the health of the people around you, or just trying to get your head out of that situation. I think the other thing that's worked well for me is, we have always heard the expression, you're in your head, you're dead, right? It's like when it's like me, it's like everything. Because usually I go down the rabbit hole when it's all about me, right? So a lot of times what I try to do is think about somebody else. Think about helping somebody else, like my daughter. Think about what does she need? And then once you take the onus off of you and you put it on somebody else, it's much easier just to move a little forward. I'm not saying it's like neglecting your thoughts, your feelings, because I do believe you should sit with those as well. But you do need that like initial momentum to get you out of that funk to move you forward, if that makes sense.
yes, it does. You're dead if you're in your head.
But it's so
That's
true.
a great one. That's
It's so
that
true.
that at home. and and I think the bigger picture, especially when we come in as parents and caregivers and people wanting to serve, in the heart of it, it's a service. And I think the bigger picture that helps me is that, um, what is the role of parenting, you know? And I feel that, uh, as parents, like, it's raising another human being. And so I think in that moment where everything seems to be falling apart, how am I going to take care of the people I love?
Hmm.
Um, that's a big responsibility, and it has helped me to surrender to the fact that I'm doing something important, but I can't do everything. And the minute I let go that I have to do everything, uh, things ease up. When my body starts to breathe, my shoulders ease up. Uh, but to get there, I have to do something, like you said.
Yeah.
You have to kind of break the funk somehow. And yeah, those are different ways we can do that. But I find it so assuring that you can get on the other side. Because there are moments when I would feel, no, this is my intuition. I know it in my gut. It's never going to happen. It is so real, and all the doors are closing. And I wonder
Yeah.
if any of you have had that experience, but it's very heavy, and the doors do close if we let them.
Think about this though, and this has happened so many times in my life, and it makes you wonder how quickly I can't snap because I can't. I was going to snap for a fact, but I can't. Um, but what happens if you're in a funk, right? You're in a funk, and then someone makes you laugh. Maybe someone calls you back in the day when people called you, right? And somebody just says something funny, or you watch something funny, you hear something funny, and all of a sudden it's like 10 seconds ago I was in this funk. Now I feel lighter. So I guess once again in your head, right? Moving your body, getting your body in motion, whether we talked about it earlier, doing dishes, right? Doing dishes or doing some task that maybe has to be done or you enjoy. Maybe it's listening to music, maybe it's dancing in your kitchen, just to get your body moving, get your mind off of you and your problems and the issues that you're thinking about. And like I said, we're not pushing them away and procrastinating on them. We're just not dwelling on them because we need to move forward to be able to deal with them, right? So you just have to get yourself in a different state of being in in order to do that. And you can do that. There's breath work. There's many different things that we could do to do that. I just think we just get so in the mud at the moment. We just think it's sometimes hopeless. I don't know.
You raised some really nice, nice things to think about. Like, I can think of a chipmunk or an ant, just zoning into that action. And usually there is some sense of humor in nature when they, whatever they do. Um, for those brief moments, it breaks the things going on in my head, and I do end up smiling. And
Yeah.
so what you made, it's not about finding something hilarious, some comedy, but it's
Right.
the humor in everyday life. And I like watching little kids too. They have a very natural sense of humor.
Oh yeah.
uh, that and I think what we're both getting at is that it's very possible to get onto the other side of that feeling.
Yeah.
And what has helped me is believing, despite everything around me telling me it's not to be believed, believing that this is not true. Because in the moment, it seems what it is true. Um, and we can hit those roadblocks when we can't get through to our kids, when we don't know how to help them, when we don't know how to help ourselves while we're helping them, when there are circumstances beyond our control. Um, that weigh in on our relationship and how we can, be in them. Um, but we can get past those. And that is really reassuring. And so, if there's anything we want to share today with you, it is that you can get onto the other side. Um, Between Shawn and I, we talk about it routinely, and in our own ways, we work hard at getting onto the other side. And we hope this gives you inspiration and the strength and the insight that you might be looking for today.
Yeah, without a doubt. And I think you just kind of hit it on the head. It's being aware of how you feel and what's in your toolbox that you can break out at that moment. Like I said, is it breath work? Is it getting up, dancing? Is it who knows? It could be just anything. It's just really, or even like I said, focus on somebody else. Put your attention and focus on somebody else, and I guarantee you'll get out of here, and your focus will be on the other person, and you'll feel so much better.
And in your heart space.
And your heart space. Good all over. Yes, I agree.
So we welcome your thoughts and your engagement as you see best. And please know I host Finding Your Genius once a month, and that's a really nice doorway to get to know me and also to learn how to listen to yourself. And Shawn has his dad's community. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, we have three incredible founding members, and I'm constantly promoting it. We have some great dialogue going on in there, conversations, and it's just looking to evolve. So if you're interested, please reach out to me. I would love to talk to you.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. And I want to leave you off with the message that all parenting matters. It's the most important job in the world, and we're so proud of you to stay with us here on this conversation and to be with us on this journey. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Bye bye.